Welcome to the Umbraco pull request show. If it works. Let's make it work. Yes, here we go. So welcome, everybody, to the Umbraco pull request show. The first thing I want to mention to you is that this will be somewhat interactive session. So I will need a few people from the audience to help me along the way. If you want to participate, then there are two requirements. The first one is to be an attendee in the room, because of course I need to interact with you. The second one is to send a tweet with the tag CG22TUPRS. You'll see later on how that works, but that's how you will get the chance to participate. It's nothing fancy, so you can stay on your seat, relax, no need to come on stage. But if you get selected, there is some swag involved. So a nice Umbraco cup. And in Belgium, we have a tradition when we drink coffee, we often eat chocolate along the way. So here we'll get a nice box of Codegarden customized chocolates. Okay. So now that this is said, also I've put the tag on the corner of the slide, so you can still post while I'm going through the slides. So a little bit about me. My name is Latouche. I'm from Brussels in Belgium. I've been a web developer for about 20 years now, and the last 10 years I've been working mainly as technical lead in the public transport companies, mainly the Belgian railways and the Brussels public transport. If you want to get in touch with me after the session, you have my Twitter handler, my LinkedIn, and also the nice QR code from the Umbraco app. So I've been working with Umbraco since 2009. I've been attending Codegarden since 2010, so that will make around my 12th participation. Always nice to be here. Very happy to be here in real life again. So it's really enjoyable. I'm a 2 times Umbraco MVP, a certified master, and for about a year and a half now, I've been member of the core collaborators team, which, thank you, Seb, which is responsible for checking the contribution we receive from the community and checking them and merging them into the core. I also try to contribute myself whenever I have some extra time, mainly putting some French translations into the language files. I'm also a script author. So that's it about me. Maybe a little bit, I'd like to know a little bit about you people. So who here has already contributed to the CMS, be it CMS or Umbraco Docs or whatever? Okay, nice. How many people maybe intend to, or are hesitating or would like to, but don't know exactly how to do it, to contribute? Not that many, okay. Let's hope I convince you after this. And maybe a last question, how many have been reviewed by me? Hello. Okay. So with that all said, how is the rest of the show going to run? So like I said, I will select a few people from the audience. You still have a few seconds to send in your tweets. There are going to be a few categories you can select from. So I have 4 categories of pull requests that you can choose from. And each category will contain a few examples that I will be showing. I will probably go into a little bit more details for one of them so that you see the process, but of course I won't repeat for every pull request. And eventually, in most of the categories, we have some open pull requests that I'd like to merge today. So we'll see how that goes along the way. Okay, so I guess that's it for the tweeting, and let's get this Umbraco PR show going. So the 4 categories for today are the non-technical pull requests, the full features pull request, the full discussions pull request, meaning that the review itself contains quite a lot of information, kind of conversation between the reviewer and the person who did the submission. And also the pull requests, which are quite small but have a big impact for the CMS globally, or at least for most of the people that are using the CMS. Okay, so I think it's time to get our wheel working. Up. Oh. Here we go. So this is how we're going to select people. I hope this is going to work. So it's wheel of names. It's quite nice. We can import Twitter users. So let's see how many people have submit. 1. Whoa. So you're going to select 4 of them. OK. I might try to refresh again to be sure nobody forgot. No, still only 1. OK. Well, that's going to be easy then. Let's roll. Oh, it's Rick. Congratulations. You can come up later, maybe. Later after the show, you can come and grab it. OK, so which category do you want to select? I'm going to bring them back on screen. Yeah, maybe just before you select, there are open pull requests on all but the full discussion one. So it's up to you to select. OK. Nice choice. So let's see. Up. So this category, I think, is quite interesting because it shows that you don't need to publish or to push code with tons of code, tons of lines. Sometimes just a small change is enough to make a big difference in the CMS. So for example, here and also it can be in really various areas. So here we have, for example, a pull request about taking HTTPS global settings into account to secure cookies. So prior to that, it was not taking that into account. So it's really about one line of code, but that makes your cookies secure if you want them to be secured. Another example here was not long ago from Matt Brailford. There was actually an breaking change that had been introduced, an action alias that had been made private. So that was breaking for, of course, everybody that was using that alias. So again, here, a very small change, changing private to public. But just by doing that, you make that available to everybody again. So even simpler, I would say, just 1 letter. So from Nathan, who spotted that, yeah. So yeah, there was some typo in setting the enable state of a button or something like that. So of course, it never got correct. So again, one letter change and the button is displayed correctly again for everybody. And here I have so an open pull request that was really recent about closing the lightbox when the user browses the back button. So I'm going to quickly show you this. So that would be, for example, if you go in the package section and you would select a package with image, just taking one random. So let's open an image. So if you would click on the back button in the browser, the image would stick, which is not super nice. If you, with the implementation of the new change, here we go. Let's scroll. Actually, have a mouse. Up. So same thing, but when you browse back, it disappears. So I think it's quite a nice upgrade. So what do you say? We merge this one? Yes? You agree, Rick? Perfect. So let's go for that. So yeah, I wrote it already to win some time, but so I always put but I mean my colleagues from the collaborators team as well. We always put some nice feedback to thank the collaborator. So let's put that comment here, and then let's rebase and merge. I think it's going to. Oops. And it doesn't want to do it, of course. Demo god, maybe refresh it. Let's try that again. Or is it squash, maybe? I don't think so, no. Yeah, here we go. Let's confirm this. Okay, and here we have a new bug fix in version 10.1. And also, this was a first-time contributor. So in a few hours or maybe days, Sebastian will assign him our shiny contributors badge. So congratulations to Daniel, who's getting into the family of contributors. What I always also do afterwards is quickly put some labels. Pull request, type bug fix, and then put the release candidate number. Here we go. And we're all set. So the labels have been put here. Oh, select. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So the labels have been put. Okay. So let's go back to our participant selection. I will try to just see if somebody had second thought. Yeah! Wonderful! Okay, so let's go for the next one. What is it going to be? Sebastian, congratulations! So you can come and pick your swag afterwards. So which category do you want to go for? Non-technical, okay. So the non-technical ones are also very interesting and important because they are, how should I say, anybody who uses the CMS can contribute with those non-technical ones. It's mainly changing some text. So I would say anybody who knows how to use Git, but who contributes, who participates to the CMS can contribute with those ones. So a few examples I wanted to give. So for example, after Umbraco moved the learning base from Umbraco.tv to YouTube, of course there were some links and some text that needed to be updated into the CMS and the default text. So here's a small update where I think it was in the installer file where the URL was put to the correct one, because why direct people to the wrong URL, of course. So here, again, a few lines of code, but it helps. It makes the CMS better, because when people visit the site, they won't go to the wrong learning website. Another one here, of course, like I mentioned before, is a lot of change occur in the language files. So, for example, this was somebody who had added the Dutch translation for the two-factor authentication functionality. So, no need to synchronize the full file. There are like 2,000 lines, I think, per file. So, no need to do that. But if there's a new functionality, why not directly put the translation in the user language? So, that's pretty good as well. And here we have last one I would like to show. So, again, here it's one translation that is missing. I think it's for an action button. So I think it's somebody who went through the site and just saw that one of the action buttons was not translated. So we just submitted the translation. My point of view is that every translation helps making the CMS more understandable for the person who is using that in a different language. So you avoid the risk of having mistakes maybe, or not understanding correctly what you are doing. So this one is open. So maybe just to go quickly through how I would review this one. So the first thing I do is go to the files that have changed. So here it's quite obvious there's only one. But I always get a first glance at those because it can help spot early issues. So for example, about translation, if I see some hard-coded text somewhere, I would suggest to create a translation for that. So I can spot that directly here. Also, if there are some more complicated changes, it can help me spot the points where I might put a breakpoint when I'm checking to make sure I understand what's going on and I check that everything is going correctly. So this one is indeed quite simple, but for translation also what I would do is, of course, launch the site and put in the language to see that it's working correctly. So this one is very simple, but why don't we add some Swedish translation into the version 10.1? Sebastian, should we go for it? I don't, but some people in the room do, I think. Who speaks Swedish? Ah, actually, nobody. Maybe online, maybe online. Okay, anyway, I'll go for it. So, that's not here, that's on the other screen. Let's go there. So, again, I pre-filled it. And again, it's a first timer, so we'll also get a shiny badge after the... I guess I will have to... Oh no, I can confirm directly. Okay, so here we go, some new translation into the version 10.1. I'll fill in the labels later on because time is kind of tight. So let me bring back our wheel of selection. Here we go. It's going to be, oh, no. I will draw, but I have something to tell first. So who is it? The amazing nut. Who is that? Ah, okay. So who's going to select for him? Ah, okay. Anyway, maybe he can come. I just wanted to show something before we go further with that. Is to give a little shout out to all the contributors. So what is really nice is that we receive contribution from a lot of different people. So what you see here on the screen is from our website. Those are the contributors from the last 12 months. So it's about 50 people, I think. If we look at some numbers very shortly, those are the contribution count since release 8.0. What is interesting to see, so the brownish count are the community contribution, and the blue ones are from HQ. So I think it's quite interesting to see that from at least for the minor releases, that a lot of the pull requests we receive actually come from the community. Of course, this is just a count, so it doesn't really take into account the size of the pull request, but I think it's an interesting trend. And if you look at the ratio, it's even more interesting because we can see that more than, in the majority of the cases, more than 50% and sometimes close to 75% of the pull requests are actually pushed by the community. During the keynote, Philip was talking about symbiosis between HQ and community. I think this is a very good illustration of that, because this means that HQ can focus on the big parts, the new releases, knowing that the community will take care of the smaller parts of the bug fixes. So I think it's really nice to see that. So very kudos to all the contributors, and I hope we have a lot of new ones coming in. Sebastian mentioned we had like 340 since 2018. So it's really nice to have new people coming in. So congratulations for that. Okay, so in the meantime, did our friend... Oh, he disappeared. Ah, no. What was the result? The amazing nut, is he in? No? Okay, I'll select for him then. I will go for the... Which was that? Yeah, is he in? No, okay. So let's go for the big ones, big feature, or whatever I call it. Full features, here we go. So, here we go. This is also going to be an interesting one. So I don't know if Callum is in the room. I don't think I saw him, but maybe he's online. I think he's going to like that one. So it's the full feature from... full feature contributions are always interesting because they add really new functionalities or new features to the CMS. So it's not just fixing some bugs or enhancing some parts, but really putting some new functionalities. So this pull request is actually adding an import-export possibility on dictionary. So let me quickly show you how it works. So maybe before I show you, so this one is of course more complex. We have like 12 files. I will scroll down. There we go. So, language files, models, trees, you name it. So, a little bit of everything. So, let me show you how this will work when it's published. So this is on the dictionary. Here we go. So on any node of the dictionary, I now get a function, action to export. I can choose to include the descendants. This will get into a UDT file with the name of the root node. And so now I can go to my other site. Here we go. Import, I can select the file I just exported. So I will have a preview of what is going to be imported, and I also can select where in the tree this gets imported. So let's see here. And here we go, it's imported under the node. So this is quite interesting if you have a lot of sites where you have some common information that you want to share. I don't know, maybe privacy data, GDPR, I don't know, whatever, but this is very interesting to really quickly copy-paste kind of your common translations. So what do we say? What do you say we merge this one as well? I think we can go for it. But for this one, I would like to bring a little bit of interaction with the online community, because of course there are, I think, quite a lot of people watching online. And one of them is Owen, my colleague from the co-collaborators team, and also taking care of the secret stage. I guess most of you know about it. So hi, Owen. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. So how is it going there at the secret stage?
Yeah, not bad. I can let's see if we can just give you a quick preview. A lot of sore heads around the stage this morning. After the gala last
I think
night.
it's more crowded than here, no? Oh, no, okay. Very nice. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the live stream for this. So here we go. So, oh, look, this is me coming on stage. What am I doing? Yeah, speaking. Hello. Oh, Owen is coming. What is he going to do? Ooh, pushing on a button. He seems happy. I think he just merged the pull requests. Let's have a look at that. Thank you, Owen. Let's have a look at this. Where is it? Up. Where am I? Here we go. No, wrong. So let's refresh this. It doesn't want to refresh, of course. It would be too easy. Oh, yes, here we go. It's merged. See? So we had the live merge from the online secret stage. Thank you, Owen. Okay, I don't know how long do I have. Oh, okay, I think we have time to make the last one. Last category. So let's see who will get the chance to select the last category. We have one of two chances. And it's Rick Butterfield. Where are you? Again! So you get two. Magnificent. Or maybe I'll ask Waltz, let's be fair. So, Waltz, where are you? Perfect. Well, I guess you don't have much choice anyway. But you get the swag. That's the most important, I think. So here's the full discussion category. This is about pull requests where actually the conversation going during the review gets quite intense or heavy, and you can actually learn new stuff from reading the discussion that's going on. The example here was about an issue when you created a plugin controller with an area that was specified on it. When you would create some Umbraco form in Razor, you would get an error because the area was not taken into account by the find method, which was using it. So the initial solution from this was to add a default parameter to the existing function. But this rose the problem of breaking changes. And that's something that I think HQ has been very, how should I say, picky on, but rightly, about making sure we don't introduce breaking changes in the minor versions. So this is an example that I've read quite a lot of discussion around is this breaking or not. So here, anyway, the initial solution was a breaking change. Then Kevin Jump posted some information about the fact that we could actually, instead of adding an extra parameter to the existing method, create a second interface method with that extra parameter and implement a default interface implementation. So I don't know if all of you know about that, but it's kind of recent, but on interfaces you can define methods and provide the default implementation of it. So basically what we did here, I think I can quickly show it in the code part. So on the interface itself, where is it? Yeah, down below. So this was the initial method. So we created a new method with the extra parameter, the area here. And the default implementation is that it just calls the old method, ignoring the area. So basically what this means is that all the classes that would implement this interface keep working without any breaking change because they have a default implementation for that new method. But the specific class that would need to take that area parameter into account can override, of course, this default implementation. So this is what we see, I think, somewhere here. So here the implementation will take care of the area. So anyway, I think those kind of pull requests are also interesting because we can all learn along the way. So that's and also it shows that I mean it's always constructive feedback. We always try to be nice and to make the CMS better along the way. Okay. So I think we went through all the categories. So I'm about to wrap up. So besides all the show stuff, what I wanted to emphasize is that you should not hesitate to contribute because, as you saw, we receive every kind of contribution, very small, very huge one, technical ones. We can handle all of them, I would say. So really don't hesitate to contribute. Every contribution from the community is less work for the HQ, so they can focus on the big parts, and it's improving the CMS. Even a label extra is improving the CMS. So if you want to contribute, I would head you to our site where you have a contribution link. I think it was shown in the previous session. And also I've put the two main repositories, the CMS and the Umbraco docs, but as I said, if you go to the contribution page, you have all the list and all the information you need about that. And of course, if you need some feedback or you want to have some info from me, those are again my information. With that, I thank you, and I wish you a nice end of Codegarden and a nice trip home tonight or tomorrow, I guess. Thank you.